On Thursday afternoon, 6 hours before Donald Trump walked on stage at the RNC in Milwaukee to accept the GOP presidential nomination for a third time and give his big speech, a Politico reporter tweeted out a new piece she had just co-authored. And this was the tweet, quote, "There appears to be a new softness to Donald Trump with people who've talked to him," describing him with words like existential, serene, emotional, and even spiritual. The piece itself was headlined, "A Changed Trump?" That tweet and that piece capped off a week of post-assassination attempt hot takes from politicians, pundits, headline writers, claiming Donald Trump was a changed man and would be delivering his message to the RNC in a new tone, a new unifying tone. Now, I'm old enough to remember all the times in 2016 and 2017 and 2018 and 2020 when we were told by journalists in America that Trump had a new tone. He was a new man. And those journalists made fools of themselves every single time. As they did on Thursday night as well. Because 6 hours after that Politico tweet, Donald Trump gave his big speech at the RNC. And sure, he spent the first 10, 15 minutes of his ridiculously long 90-minute speech, the longest convention acceptance speech for more than 50 years, speaking quietly, seriously, somberly, sticking closely to the teleprompter script, and talking about how he was almost assassinated last weekend, but God intervened. But then the Trump we all know, the ranting, raving, racist, verbally abusive, narcissistic Trump, that Trump came out to play. And there was no new tone, no pitch for unity. Of course not. Roll the tape.
Every week they get another subpoena from the Democrats, crazy Nancy Pelosi, the whole thing, just boom, boom, boom. They've got to stop that because they're destroying our country. I call it an invasion. We gave our military almost $800 billion. I said, I'm going to take a little of that money because this is an invasion. And the next day I was called by everybody. I couldn't take all the calls. Sir, what's the problem? I said, you won't take your killers back that you sent in caravans into America. You won't take them back. The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He'd love to have you for dinner. That's insane asylums. They're emptying out their insane asylums. And terrorists are coming in at numbers that we've never seen before. Bad things are going to happen. The Republican platform promises to launch the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. I don't even mention it, frankly, because of what happened with the China virus. If you took the 10 worst presidents in the history of the United States, think of it, the 10 worst, added them up, they will not have done the damage that Biden has done. The election result, we're never going to let that happen again. They used COVID to cheat. We're never going to let it happen again.
Crazy Nancy Pelosi, China virus, Hannibal Lecter. They used COVID to cheat in the election. That's the new tone? Then there were the lies. Trump, as ever, lied and lied and lied about the rate of inflation, about his handling of COVID, about the world being at peace when he left office, about the economy being the greatest economy in human history on his watch. Look, Donald J. Trump will never change. But you know who else will never change? Our media. Our political reporters, our cable news pundits, who continue to embarrass themselves while actively and repeatedly misleading their viewers and their listeners and their readers. The media has regressed back to its 2016 state, excited at the prospect of another Trump presidency, giving him and his acolytes pass after pass, grading him on a curve, treating him and his far-right MAGA movement as a normal political party, rather than as the deranged and dishonest authoritarians and neo-fascists that they clearly are. But you can't say that. Oh, no, you can't say that. I went on Piers Morgan's show earlier this week, and he did the both sides game on the issue of political violence and incitement. He wanted his viewers to think that liberals and progressives have been as violent and as divisive as conservatives, as Republicans, which is, of course, false. He was mad that people like me have condemned Trump for sounding like Adolf Hitler and for praising Nazis.
Donald Trump, not Joe Biden, called his opponent Hitler.
This is fantastic. You deflect on every single question I've asked you.
Because you are so one-sided, Piers, so I have to give some balance to the show.
I'm just asking, do you think people should stop calling him Hitler? Because obviously it's a ridiculous...
And I've already said to you, when he stops... I promise, Piers, let's do a deal. I promise, if Trump stops quoting and acting like Hitler and quoting Hitler and praising Nazis, I promise never to mention Hitler again. Deal?
So, once again, you actually don't want to stop calling him Hitler, even though you know it's...
once again,
you
don't want to engage with the rhetoric. This is like your new Hamas gotcha question. The substance of this, Piers, is that Trump has praised Nazis at Charlottesville, hosted a Nazi for dinner at his house, and quotes from Mein Kampf. You're telling me, the great free speech champion, I should not be allowed to point that out because someone like you will say, I'm calling him Hitler. No, I'm pointing out facts, Piers. If you don't like facts, well, what's the line your friend Ben Shapiro says? Facts don't care about your feelings.
They don't care about feelings at all.
What's so ironic is that last night, Trump, while exaggerating the rate of inflation in America right now, under Joe Biden, invoked the hyperinflation of the Weimar era. That was his analogy. Biden's America now, Weimar Germany then. What an interesting historical analogy to pick, to say out loud. Because we all know who came after Weimar Germany. Yeah, Adolf Hitler.